And welcome back to another installment of Asagao Academy Normal Boots Club. I'm your host, Sensei-pong. And we are at the Flower Festival with Shane, and things are actually going pretty well. And someone has actually, well, two people I believe it was, has just snuck up on us and has just patted Shane on the back pretty hard. So, let's see who that is. Yay! I was wondering when he'd show up. Damn, I was starting to get kind of sad. I was like, oh, there'd be no Balrog love. Bloody hell, Walid. What was that for? I was trying to scare you.
No.
You did. No, go away. I didn't know if you were gonna, I didn't know you were going with Hana. He waved at me and I returned it. I didn't know you were going by yourself. You fucking loser. I looked at Shane in alarm, but both boys had the biggest smiles on their faces.
Huzzah!
Did you tell Hannah last time that you went out with a girl you choked on a piece of candy and almost died? If looks could kill. Hana, I promise that didn't happen.
Yeah!
It totally did. Ask anyone about it. No, you choked on a jawbreaker, then you threw it up. Then you threw up. Oh, right. It probably was me, since you don't ever go out with girls. Shane turned beet red in an instant and smacked Walid's arm. He merely laughed, shielding himself from further assaults. Did you just come here to insult me?
Well...
Actually, I was trying to cut in line.
Bye.
Get out, scum. Shane shoved Walid out of the line and walked away, snickering. I didn't really understand their dynamic. I wasn't going to try to understand. He seemed kind of mean to you.
What?
Walid? No way. He's a pretty cool guy. He was insulting you. That's just how we are. And everything was true. It's your turn. Oh. I scuttled up to the booth, clumsily opening the flap to my purse and taking out my money. Are you two both playing together? We can do that. Of course. But it'll cost twice as much. Oh. I turned back to Shane, even more excited to play, but he was violently shaking his head. That obviously meant yes. Yeah, let's do it. I placed money on the counter and the worker exchanged it for 2 cork guns. Hana, I've never played this one. Shane hesitantly picked up the gun, staring at the marks on the wall opposite to us. I got into position on the stool and scanned the orientation of the targets, calculating the fastest way I could shoot them. And go! That was sudden. Luckily, I was already prepared. My moves were fluid and swift. Shane's quirks flew flying everywhere but their targets. There was no way he could win. My eyes focused on the small white bullseyes in front of me, but I could still hear Shane muttering a steady stream of curses under his breath. He was hitting a surprising amount of targets for his first try. I was rather impressed. I hit my last target and set down my gun. There were still 12 seconds left. I was out of practice. I usually finished with 16 seconds to spare. The buzzer rang and Shane put his gun down with a frown. Congratulations on it. He said it simply, then rose from his seat. Don't be upset. No one usually does as well as you did on their first try. You're just saving face.
Seriously?
No, really. I waved to the booth attendant in thanks and she gave me a small smile in return. She probably wanted to get the next people in line for their game. So, what next? I looked up at him. His attention was elsewhere. Then he turned to me. Was I really good for a beginner?
Yeah.
Yeah. He played enough video games he had to have hand-eye coordination translate to real life. You even hold a tournament with the other Normal Boots guys every year. All that practice really adds up. Oh, right. The tournament. In a rush, I remembered he was the one who rejected me from participating. A storm of rocky memories cascaded into my skull. I bit my lip. Shane barely even wanted me to come to the festival with me. He didn't want me in the tournament, either. He just wanted to sketch me. What was I doing out here with him? Ready to head back? Did you get to do everything you wanted? Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, sad. We shuffled back home, again cloaked in silence. It seemed a bit like Shane wanted to say something to me. Maybe he wanted to apologize, but he couldn't seem to work himself up to it. Finally, we stopped in front of Primrose's house. Well, thank you for coming with me. It was fun. Thanks for letting me draw you. Of course. I started back into the dorm, only to feel something tug on my arm. Wait! I turned to face him again. My eyes fell into a flower in his hands. He held it out to me, its petals trembling as much as his hands were. I got this flower for you. It was the same flower he drew to ask me at the festival. I thought you would like it. Thank you. It's lovely. Shane smiled in response and was almost blinded by its radiance. He should really smile more often. But, Shane, were you holding on to this entire time? Huh.
Bye.
Anyway, good night. No answer. He turned... I'll assume no. He picked it from the gardener, and the groundskeeper will now be upset. He turned on his heel and stalked away. I smiled to myself and headed into Primrose's house. Maybe there was more hope for us than I thought. Aww. I'd say this is a diary... Chapter 2. Shane. Teach me how to shoot. I did belong in the tournament, and I was going to prove it to Shane. I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually a pretty decent point to cut off, but my body clock timer was like, no, it's way too short, so I double checked, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm only at like 8-9 minutes. I did belong in the tournament, and I was going to prove it to Shane. However, while the flower festival went, Shane's stance hadn't changed. Others believed in me, so why didn't he? John saw my skill firsthand. It was time to show Shane too. Seeing is believing, after all. Gripping my phone tightly, I walked into the classroom. It was empty, save for Shane, who was writing at his desk. He looked up at me, then avoided my eyes. He made me instantly second-guess why I was in there. My feet felt like they were glued to the ground.
What's up?
Well, go on. You obviously have something to show me. Regret. I regretted coming in here. What was I going to do? Just show him how good I was on a popular phone game and expect that to work? Everyone played that game. Shane wasn't one to be easily impressed, either. You're acting like you're going to run away. I can't leave when you're blocking the door like that, you know. He made a hand motion to me, gesturing me to approach and sit down. I did so in the seat next to his, then wiped the sweat off my phone before starting up the game. I deserve to be in the tournament, Shane. Do you not believe John? He set his pencil onto his desk. His chair grated against the polished wood as he shuffled next to me. He exhaled heavily. Okay, I'm willing to see what you can do. I could feel my eyes go wide. This was my chance I needed. At my face brightening up, a reluctant grin appeared on Shane's face as well. Okay. While it's loading, I just want to say I've been playing this game since it came out. Of course, its mechanics are pretty similar to all the other match 3s around, but it's at least different enough to where I've learned to change my playstyle to better fit the unique attributes of this game, so... Shane put a hand up and mouthed the word, breathe.
No.
I don't need to know your credentials, Hannah. Show me how good you are at the actual game. Okay. Well, here I go, I guess. I pressed play, and immediately my fingers were like electricity. It started me off at level 1, but the number quickly climbed. The timer bar began to decelerate faster. Around level 35, I began to struggle. The time went down too quickly and I got stressed, trying to keep up. High score was no longer the priority. It was staying alive. Still, level 35 was very impressive. At level 39, Shane stopped me. I've seen enough, but I haven't lost yet. It's hard to watch. You're just getting single combos so the game won't end. The tournament is not about how far you can make it. It's purely score-based. Even an intermediate player knows to focus the score instead of time. Running out of time doesn't matter if you have enough points. There's no point in getting at higher levels if you're only going to get 4 points every combo. All combo-based games are the same. Pentris, the Gemstone, Burn Bright, Burn Quick. I thought you understood at least the basics. I've seen all I need. You can't be in the tournament representing us like this. Oh! Besides, you're competing against someone in the tournament, not doing single player. He scooted his chair away. It was the most he'd ever spoken all at once. If he knew so much about match 3s, why wasn't he playing in them in the tournament? Okay, that makes sense. I started to leave. There was still half an hour until class, and Shane didn't seem interested in talking anymore. Oh, but I couldn't run away without giving myself a kind of hope for the future. Everyone decided that I was competing whether you like it or not. You aren't the leader of the team. I'll get better, then I'll show John and PBG. Shane raised his eyebrows, looking slightly amused at my proposal. I wish you all the best, Hannah. I glared at Shane, then stomped out of the room. He would see. I just needed to practice. I sat in the field outside the school, trying to incorporate Shane's tips into my strategy. I'm only using this voice because I'm at the tree, and it seems like a nice little... I like the picture animation here. The clouds moving is kind of nice. That's cool. I like that. You don't see that a lot in... Well, then again, this is a well-made visual novel. Changing the fundamentals of my playstyle were harder than I imagined it would be. It was even harder to motivate myself knowing that all this single-player training was almost useless. I never even played the competitive version. In it, there was an entirely new component. Solid blocks you couldn't move or break. May wasn't interested in or any good at these types of games, so I couldn't practice with her. I rolled my eyes. As I did, something caught my attention. The back of a distinct yellow jacket. It was Ian. He would definitely know how to play, seeing as he was the puzzle representative in Hidden Block's team. I swiftly grabbed my backpack and plopped myself next to him.
Hey!
Mind helping me practice Dumbadoom's Revenge? My brain caught up to what my body executed, my confidence dwindled. I laughed weakly, trying to ignore my rapidly beating heart. I mean, if you're not doing anything important.
Hi.
He is talking in Comic Sans. That's funny. Hi, Hannah. Is everything okay? Yeah, I'm fine. You're playing Dumbadoom's Revenge in the tournament, right? I'm, well, a replacement for John in the puzzle department. He gave me a skeptical smirk in response. You're my opponent, then? Yes, that's correct. If you're a good competitor, you wouldn't help me. But if you're a good person... I shrugged innocently, though Ian wasn't so convinced.
Yeah.
What do you say? I've never played the two-player, I just want to know what it's like. Come on, it took a lot for me to come over here and ask this. Alright. I have to warn you though, I'm very good. There's a reason Hidden Block chose me. I compete in the puzzle category every single year. I don't know how much you'll learn by losing, but I'll joust. Yeah. Hit me with your best shot! He put his hands up in defeat. And with that, I think this might actually be a pretty decent point to cut off, and wait until next time to see how this friendly little match against Brutal Moose will turn out. Next time on Sensei-pong. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Pack signing out.